So welcome to the full comparison of the OnePlus Nord 4 and Motorola Edge 50, and I know there is a price difference of 2000 between the base model of both these phones, but still I'm comparing these two phones because they both are newly launched. And if you are someone who is trying to find a new phone between 25 to 30,000 range, then you should consider both of these phones, and you came to the right place because in this video I'm not just gonna compare both of these phones. I'm also made this video in a way that you can say that it's a full review of both these phones, so you can decide that which phone is good for you. So make sure to watch the video till the end, and now let's start this comparison. So starting first with the design and build quality, then in terms of design, the OnePlus Nord 4 comes with a metallic unibody design, whereas the Moto Edge 50 comes with a vegan leather finish. I mean, both are very unique in terms of appearance, but if I have to pick one personally design wise, then I will definitely go with OnePlus Nord 4. Well, it's my personal opinion, it's very subjective, I know. Maybe you will like the Edge 50 as well because it's also very beautiful. Talking about the frame of the phones, then both are plastic, but still the build quality is quite solid in both the phones, and build quality is not a problem. Talking about the in-hand feel, then Moto Edge 50 has the edge here because it's very lightweight at just 180 grams versus 199 grams of Nord 4, and also the width of the phone is not much, so it's just super duper comfortable to use. Now don't get me wrong, it's not like OnePlus Nord 4 is bad in terms of in-hand feel. This is also good, even though it has a boxier design. It doesn't have sharp edges unlike iPhones and nothing phones, and also not very wide. It also have slight curves at the edges of the rear panel, so it fits perfectly into the palm. It's just that the Moto Edge 50 is slightly more comfortable than the OnePlus Nord 4. So in terms of design, OnePlus Nord 4. In terms of in-hand feel, Moto Edge 50. And now let's talk about the box accessories. So you will get a 100-watt adapter inside the OnePlus Nord 4 versus the 68-watt adapter in the Motorola Edge 50. You will also see case in both the phones, but Nord 4's rubber case with a dedicated lid to hide the charging port as well is just fantastic as compared to a very cheap quality looking, not plasticky, but a cheap quality semi cover which only covers some parts, not the whole part of the phone. So I didn't even consider applying that case in the Motorola Edge 50. And you will also see a pre-applied screen protector in OnePlus Nord 4, whereas that is missing in the Edge 50. And Edge 50 comes with a curved display, so that is also one concern because you will get some trouble finding a good tempered glass for your phone. So I guess if company have applied a screen protector, then in initial days a buyer can feel relaxed, but that's not the case here. Now talking about the stereo speakers, then both have dual stereo speakers and both are very loud. In fact, Moto Edge 50 is slightly louder than the OnePlus Nord 4, but because it's too loud, I also notice sometimes at some places, like at random reels or at random YouTube videos, I notice some distortion in the Moto Edge 50. So I just drop the volume to 80%, and then it's just as good as the OnePlus Nord 4. And if you talk about the fingerprint scanner, then both have in-display fingerprint scanner and both works absolutely fine. Although position is at the bottom of the display in both the phones, so apart from the positioning of the scanner, everything is flawless here. And both phones have dual SIM card slot as well, no micro SD card slot in either of these models. But talking about other connectivities, then both phones have 5G, 4G+, NFC, and Bluetooth 5.2 in Moto Edge 50, Bluetooth 5.4 in OnePlus Nord 4. Well, OnePlus Nord 4 also has IR blaster. Well, talking about other features, then Moto Edge 50 comes with IP68, dust and water resistance, and also it has wireless charging support. And Nord 4 have no idea what is wireless charging, but it has IP54 certification, which is not much of a use. Now talking about display, then both phones comes with 120Hz high refresh rate AMOLED panel. In OnePlus Nord 4, you will see slightly higher resolution. It's a 1.5K panel versus a 1080p HD plus full HD plus panel in the Moto Edge 50. But apart from that, if we talk about the high brightness mode, then OnePlus 11 comes with 1100 nits and Moto Edge 50 comes with 1200 nits. But I tested both the phones in direct sunlight, and in my testing I found that both phones are equally bright, although while testing the camera, the Moto Edge 50 gets warm and also it drops its brightness, whereas the thermals in Nord 4 were much better. Well, I will talk about these things in camera. Talking about the bezels, then Motorola Edge 50 is just mind-blowing. OnePlus Nord 4 is also very good. Uniform bezels all around the display, but in the case of Moto Edge 50, you won't even see the bezels at the edges because of its curved display. And also talking about curve versus flat, personally my pick is curved display, but not this much curve. It's get very reflective at watching content, and also while playing games you might feel a little bit irritating and annoying. Well, both phones supports HDR plus videos on YouTube, not on Netflix, and also the display of Moto Edge 50 gets Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. On the other hand, we are not sure that what type of protection OnePlus is using on their Nord 4. And talking about the battery, then both phones are very good, but OnePlus Nord 4 has the edge, because I played 2 hours of YouTube, half hours of Instagram, 10 minutes of Chrome and 10 minutes of camera usage, and after that OnePlus Nord 4 dropped 24% of its battery, whereas Moto Edge 50 dropped 30% of its battery. So in long run, I can definitely say OnePlus Nord 4 is better in terms of battery backup, and also charging speed is slightly higher as compared to Moto Edge 50. The difference is clear, 100 watt versus 68 watt. Well, talking about idle battery drain, so I slept for 8 hours and OnePlus Nord 4 dropped 2% of the battery. Same goes for Moto Edge 50 as well. And yeah, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and mobile data all were turned off. Now talking about performance, then OnePlus Nord 4 comes with Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3, and this comes with 7 Gen 2 accelerated edition. Forget about the naming scheme, let me tell you that OnePlus Nord 4 is very superior in terms of performance as compared to Moto Edge 50. So if you are looking to buy a phone for gaming and editing, definitely OnePlus Nord 4 is the option between these two. Well, in the market there are even other phones available. You know, if you are a very hardcore gamer or editor, then go with Poco phones or iQOO phones. I mean, you should not even consider these two, but if I just have to pick between these two, like for casual gaming and also good editing for YouTube Shorts or Reels, then OnePlus Nord 4 is the smartphone which you have to choose. I mean, this phone is also good, but GPU is not that strong. Here GPU is very strong. You can see the Geekbench result, and also in day-to-day task I noticed that OnePlus Nord 4 is faster, although I have the 256GB variant with me, which comes with UFS 4.0 storage type and LPDDR5X RAM, and in the Moto Edge 50 we will also get LPDDR5X RAM but UFS 3.1 storage type. So that's also one thing to note. Now let's talk about software. So both phones are on Android 14 out of the box, but if you talk about the software experience, then even though this time OnePlus disappointed us with so many bloatwares, although I have noticed like 20 plus bloatwares and 3 of them are uninstallable. So after setting up the phone, I end up with 3 bloatwares, but maybe in future OT updates we will see some more bloatwares. So that's a bummer. That's one downgrade in OnePlus phones we have seen. But apart from that, the software experience is very smooth. The transitions, the animations are so nice, and everything is fantastic. Talking about haptic feedback, then both are equally good. They use a normal vibration motor, and that haptic vibration motor sometimes while typing or while going from one app to different app, like in the multitasking tab, you will feel that vibration slightly stronger in the Moto Edge 50, but the implementation is better in the Nord 4. I mean, while sliding the brightness slider or the volume slider, you will feel the haptics there as well, which is not available in the Moto Edge 50. But if I talk about the smoothness and animations and also lag free experience, then that's available on the OnePlus Nord 4. And in software department, OnePlus Nord 4 gets even stronger if I talk about the software support. So it gets 4 plus 6 years of OS updates as compared to 2 plus 3 years of OS updates on the Moto Edge 50. So yeah, in terms of software, overall software experience and software support is better in the OnePlus Nord 4. Now let's talk about the cameras. Well, starting with the primary lens, then both have very solid primary lens, and it's up to the personal preference, like what type of photo images do you like do you like the photo of OnePlus more or Moto more. But when it comes to portrait shots, definitely Moto Edge 50 has the edge thanks to the 3x telephoto lens, which gives a different focal length and a better looking portrait shots as compared to OnePlus, because OnePlus lacks the telephoto lens. So definitely Moto Edge 50 is good when it comes to taking the human shots. But when it comes to ultra wide lens, I mean, both are not so impressive, and I mean, there is lack of details. Although Moto Edge 50 is slightly wider in terms of field of view as compared to OnePlus Nord 4, but still I am not impressed with the ultra wide shots of any of these phones. Well, the photo taking experience on Moto Edge 50 is horrible. There is not just the shutter lag, but also the whole camera app is very laggy. You will also see lag while switching across the lenses, and the whole phone becomes very laggy while operating the camera application, and also it gets warm and drop its brightness while shooting outdoors. Alright, now it's conclusion time and also the time to summarize the whole thing. So I find the design better in the OnePlus Nord 4, the box accessories are better in OnePlus Nord 4, and also the performance is better, the battery is better, and software experience is better in OnePlus Nord 4. On the other hand, camera is definitely better in Moto Edge 50, but not the photo taking experience or video taking experience because of this laggy camera app. Okay, apart from that, the in-hand feel is great, and also some features like military grade protection, IP68 certification, wireless charging, and on the other hand it has IR blaster, and also it is 2000 cheaper plus 128GB extra storage, because 256GB is the base storage, whereas OnePlus Nord 4 comes with 128GB storage, and also selfie camera is far better in the Moto Edge 50. Well, see, to be very honest, both phones are excellent. You can go with any of these phones. You can go with any of these phones. No, not anymore, because now my recommendation is to go with OnePlus Nord 4, because Nord 4's 8256GB and Moto Edge 50's base variant, which is also 8256, is available for the same price, which is around 25,000 after card discount. So now when both the phones are available for the same price, definitely Nord 4 makes more sense. So in 2025, if you are looking to buy a phone under 25,000, right now the OnePlus Nord 4 makes a lot of sense. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys like this video. If yes, then please consider subscribing, because making this type of videos requires a lot of effort. And also like this video, share this video with your friends and family. I will catch you guys in the next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.